Hey guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Today I want to talk to you about my son and graduation. Yeah, because I said that I would include a little bit about my son as things happen with him. So if you're interested, go ahead and stick around for me. Okay, normally I do things like this in my car, but I figured it's a pretty day outside. It's not raining for once, so I'm going to go ahead and do this outside. Alright, so let me go into a little bit of a story time. It's not really a story time, but it is. So, months and months and months ago back when school first started, I ordered my son's graduation gown and his class t-shirt and his keychain, and I went all out and I ordered everything for him because I'm so proud that he's graduating. I'm so proud that he's graduating. And I've been one of these moms where I'm like, okay, we've got to do this for graduation, we've got to do this for graduation, we need graduation pictures, we need to do the graduation walk, we've got to do, prom, we've got to do all these different things. So this entire year, I've been kind of waiting for that. Okay, so if you do not know, I have a disabled son. And I posted a video. Sorry, this is a little shaky out here because the way I'm trying to do it and it's windy. But I do have a disabled son and he is autistic. And my son has decided not to participate in anything. Literally anything. Now, most moms would be mad because they spent all the money, to get all this stuff for graduation, and they've been so hyped up. And yeah, I was hyped up, but I always knew that there was a possibility that he wouldn't walk. I knew there was a possibility of it. He doesn't like large crowds, and the school that he is in has, I can't tell you how many kids. I really can't. They're saying graduation's going to be about 3.5 hours long. And of course you got to wear a mask. And my son said he's not going to do it. He's just not going to. He's not going to walk. They recently had, walk the elementary hallways, go back to when you were little and go and see the school. And he said, I'm not going to do it. Whenever it came down to them doing prom and they decided that they were going to do something different, they were going to just hang out, which is really, really cool. He decided, I'm not going to do it. He doesn't like loud noises whatsoever at all. He doesn't like cramped spaces. He doesn't like, he's socially awkward. So whenever it comes to a lot of people he doesn't know how to communicate with them. He doesn't know how to have conversations with them. He doesn't really know what to do. He only knows, just the people that are close to him, and that's it. Well, his last name is at the end of the alphabet, which means he has to wait all the way through all of these children, or all these kids going into adults, some 17, some 18. He would have to wait for all of them to graduate before he graduated. And my son's name is Jordan, so I want to start saying Jordan. Jordan has decided that piece of paper is more for his mom than it is for him. He's just happy that he's going to be out of school, that he's not going to have to worry about it anymore, that he's not going to have to get up early anymore to check into school. He's not going to have that hassle. School is very stressful on him whenever it comes down to it, because he always wants to make sure he does a good job. And that's one good thing about him, is he always says, Mom, I want to make sure that I did a good job. I want to make sure that I passed. I want to get all my homework done. I want to be there for school. And he's doing virtual learning, so it made it a little bit easier. But as a mom, I can sit here and I can be mad. I really could. I could be so mad at him, and I could lecture him unlike any other, saying, you're going to regret this. You are going to regret this more than you know, and you are making one of the biggest mistakes, because this is a memory that you will have for the rest of your life. I could do that, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell him, you have to do something that you don't want to do. Now, imagine if you were in a crowded area and you hear an extremely loud noise, and I'm just going to say this for example because everybody knows what kind of sound it makes, but imagine if you thought you heard a gunshot. It would scare you. It would scare you out of your ever-loving mind. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. Well, my son is like that whenever it comes to people clapping, people yelling. And you know, at a graduation, people are going to be doing that. He's like that whenever it comes to, if they turn the lights down for whatever reason and they want to turn on the spotlight, that makes him uncomfortable. We've tried going to dances. We've tried doing things to where, you know, he's with his classmates, he's with his peers. They've never gone right. I've always had to go pick him up, you know, within a few minutes because he just couldn't take it. He couldn't take it whatsoever at all. So I have his cap and gown, and I can say that as a mom, I bought it. And I can also say as a mom, I'm letting him choose. I am letting him choose what he wants to do. At the last minute, if he says, Mom, I want to walk, guess what? We are going to sit through that 3.5-hour graduation, and we are going to wait for our son to walk across that stage, and we are going to be happy for him. If my son decides, nope, I'm not going to walk, then the day that they deliver the actual diploma is going to be a happy day. Either way, I know that he's graduated high school. I know that he's going to go on and do wonderful things with his life. Him walking across the stage isn't that big of a deal to me. It really isn't. You know, the things that as parents and the things as, you know, neurotypical, I guess you would call it, people, they would hold on to things like that. They would hold on to things being, okay, yeah, I got to walk across the stage for my graduation. I got to get all these graduation gifts. I got to do all this. My son doesn't even want graduation gifts. He doesn't. He doesn't want anybody to make a big fuss over him whatsoever at all. He doesn't let us celebrate his birthdays because that's just too much for him. It's always quiet. It's always just the immediate family because he doesn't want a lot of people around him. And that is his choice. 100% that is his choice. Now with my youngest, is it different? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot different with my youngest. But my oldest, I want to give him freedom to choose. I want to give him freedom to do what he wants to do. And sorry, my horses are in the background like they always are. I can't help it. They love me and I love them. But I just want to reassure parents that if you have a child like mine, sorry, shake you just a little bit, but if you have a child like mine, you just really have to let them be who they want to be. Would you really want to put them in a situation to where they flip out, where they are nervous, where they are anxious, where they are shaking? No, you wouldn't want to do that because that's not right for your child. And that's one thing with me. I'm not going to do that to my child. I absolutely refuse to. I'm leaving everything, like I said, up to him. He may surprise me. He surprises me all the time. But he's been adamant for his entire school year, his senior year, that he is not walking across that stage. He is not sitting in that auditorium or wherever they're going to have it this year for 3.5 hours and wait for his name to be called just for a piece of paper. And that's the way he looks at his diploma. He looks at his diploma as it's a piece of paper that mom's going to hold on to, mom's going to cherish, and he doesn't care. He really doesn't. And that may sound wrong, that may sound bad, but to him, he just sees it as, okay, I accomplished this. I'm going to be done with school. I will be done with, he's been in school since he was 3-4 years old. So he's been in school for a long time. So he's kind of just tired of school. He's ready to be over it. He's ready to be out of it. He's ready to do his own thing. He's ready not to have to answer to the actual teachers, because let's face it, and I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to add this in there. He has had problems with school and with bullies and things like that. And so he says that with his graduation, it's kind of saying bye to all them people. It's kind of just saying, I'm over them. They can't do anything to me anymore. They can't hurt me. They can't say anything to me. I'm going to be at home. I'm going to be doing my thing, and they're going to be in my past. And to me, that's a good way to look at it. 100% that's a good way for him to look at it, and I'm proud of him to look at it that way. Now, also tell him that, of course, you're going to run across bullies later in life. You really will. No matter what you decide to do with your life, you're going to still run into bullies. But he's not looking at it that way. And I am so, so thankful that he can just look inside himself and make his own judgments. And as his parent, it is my job to support him. It does not matter what I want. You spend money every day. You really do. So the money I spent on, his cap, gown, and all of that, the money I spent on all that, heck, we spend that going out to eat sometimes, and I'm sure that you can agree. Y'all do that too. So at least he has his cap and gown. Now, I want to take pictures for his graduation. I really do. I want senior pictures so bad. You should see his senior picture in his actual yearbook. He is not smiling. He is complaining the entire time because they put a suit and tie on him. He did not want a suit and tie on, so he did not smile. He was very serious. As soon as I took the picture, he said, "Can you please take this off of me?" He was done. He was absolutely done. So I have asked him, "Can I take senior pictures of you? Can I do that?" And just so y'all know, I've asked my son, "Can I share this story? Can I?" And he's, "Sure, I don't care." That's just the way he is. So I asked him, I said, "Can I go ahead and take pictures of you in your cap and gown?" You know what he told me? No. He doesn't want pictures. He is the type of person that he does not want anything like a big deal made out of him. And if I'm taking pictures of just him, he doesn't want to do it. Now, if I'm thinking, this is just me thinking, I may do family pictures and just try to get him in his cap and gown, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to try. I'm going to try really, really hard, but it's ultimately not what I want. It's about him. And do I really want senior pictures of him being sad? Do I want pictures of him sulking? Do I want pictures of him, making a sad face? No, I don't. I want him to be happy. I want him to smile. I want him to have fun. I mean, I want to go as far as dressing up like a granny and, letting him know that he makes me feel old because, he's graduating. And his graduation is right around the corner. It really is. So I wanted to do something fun. I really did. And he kind of told me no. So, yeah, y'all are shaking just a little bit. Sorry. I had to pause there for a second because my ADD got in the way and I'm staring at a bunch of horses and I'm just like, don't come over here because I'm busy just at the moment. So y'all stay over there. But I have talked to another mom that is in the same situation, and she is not a happy camper. She is wanting to force her son to walk across that stage. Now, he's not like my son. He doesn't have brain damage. My son has auditory autism and sensory and stuff like that. So he doesn't like things really touching him either. And so the cap and gown, the way it's loose and it kind of rubs on him, he doesn't like it because the sensory just kicks in really, really hard and it makes him really, really uncomfortable. So I understand completely, that that's something that he doesn't want. And I'm not going to blame him for it whatsoever at all. I really am not. I'm not in his shoes. I'm not in his body. I don't have his mindset whatsoever at all. And I told this other mother, I said, here's the thing. You might force your child to walk across that stage because you think that he has memories or it's going to create memories that will last him forever. I was like, what about the memory of it being too much on him? What about the memory of anxiety? What about the memory of, just the pressure? What about all the bad memories that it could cause him walking across the stage? What about those? Have you thought about those? Have you thought about how it might actually make him feel overall? Yeah, it's a good idea to try to encourage your child to walk across the stage and have, something that's special. But my son didn't really enjoy high school. He really didn't. We moved from a small school to a big school, and he misses his small school. So since we moved to the bigger school, he hasn't really been, all into it or anything like that. He's just kind of been one of these people where he says he's not understood. So with him not being understood, what is he going to celebrate once he graduates? Honestly, and I'm not trying to be a negative person, because I'm not whatsoever at all. But what is he going to celebrate? Is he going to celebrate, all the bad times? Is he going to start automatically thinking about all the bad times? Is he going to automatically start thinking about, okay, this happened to me when I was in high school. This happened to me when I was in high school. I would love for him to be thinking, I made it all these years in school. I made it so far. I did so good. I accomplished my goals. I'm a senior. I made it. I did it. That's what I want him to think. But that's not the way he thinks. And it doesn't matter how much talking I do. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter how much encouragement I give him. It's not what he wants. And speaking to the other mom, I tried to just let her know that she's got to let her son make his own decision. Really. Jordan's cap and gown can stay in the package for years to come. He can look at his cap and gown, just look at it and say, hey, I graduated high school. I made it all these years, by just looking at that cap and gown. If that's what makes him happy, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to allow him to do. Heck, my husband even said that if he would walk across the stage, he would dress in a hot pink shirt and Daisy Dukes. And yeah, my son even said no. And so we tried to make it fun for him. We tried to tell him, hey, we can have some fun with this. We can do some good things. We couldn't have a graduation party because, like I said, he doesn't like the crowds. He doesn't like the loud noise. He doesn't like any of that. So we did what we could do as parents. We really did. And the way I look at it, we did. And we tried to do our part. We ordered everything that we needed to order. We talked to him. We, tried to see his side of things. But when a child is adamant saying, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, there's got to be a reason they're not going to do it. And I started thinking about all of the issues that Jordan has whenever it comes mentally, whenever it comes socially, whenever it comes to his autism, when it comes to his brain. I tried to think of absolutely everything. And I got to thinking, you're right. You're 100% right. Maybe that's going to be way too much on you. Maybe that's going to be way too overwhelming. Maybe that is just, it's not in your cards. It's not. There's a lot of things in life that's not in his cards. There's a lot of things in life that he's not going to be able to do, and he accepts that. Now, as a parent, I have to fully accept that, and I have accepted it over the years. But, graduation, it was kind of one of these things where I looked forward to it. I'm 100% guilty. I'm just like any other mom. I really am. I looked forward to it, and I was like, yay, I get to watch this. And he pretty much told me that I can watch it with my youngest son. And when a child tells you that over and over and over, you got to leave them alone. You got to let them make their own decision, and you've got to believe that what they're going to do is what they're going to do. I'm not going to drag my kid kicking and screaming up to a graduation and say, you're going to sit there and you're going to act right. I'm not going to do that. I absolutely refuse to do that, 100%. So if you have an autistic child, and, my child is high functioning, but if you have an autistic child and they have sensory issues, they have auditory issues, they have things like that, and they just downright don't want to do something because they know in their mind that they can't, you kind of gotta take a step back and think like them for a moment. And I know this is more serious than what I normally do, guys, and I'm so sorry, But, this is something that's been on me for a little while, but graduation is, like I said, right there in the corner. And I wanted to upload something to just give y'all an update on my son, because I know so many people congratulated him, and he appreciated it so much. He was like, thank you, tell everybody thank you, and I did. Everybody that said congratulations, everybody that said way to go, I told him every single one of them. And he was really surprised that there was that many people out there that actually cared. He really was. But he said, I'm done. I'm going to be done with school, and that's my achievement, and that's what I've done. So I just wanted to bring y'all along on my journey of what I'm going through right now. I will occasionally do updates on my son and let you know what he's doing, since, after he graduates, if there's something else that's going on. But I really felt like this is something maybe somebody needs to hear. Maybe somebody, one of their kids won't go to a dance. Maybe one of their kids won't, go to the supermarket with them. Maybe a kid won't, just go to a birthday party. My son didn't like going to birthday parties. He really didn't. Sometimes going to the store is overwhelming for him. I mean, there are certain things that he doesn't like to do, and there's certain things that he's not gonna like to do, and I don't force him. I don't force him whatsoever at all, because I wouldn't want to be put in that situation, and I think that would make me a horrible mom if I did put him in that situation. I've lived my life forever with my son, or for my son, and I'm going to continue to do that with both of my kids. Like I said, I got two of them. My youngest, he's going to be a little hassle one for me. I already know that. But my oldest, he's pretty blunt. He'll tell you what he thinks. He'll tell you what he wants. He'll tell you what he don't want. He'll set you straight. And he doesn't do it in a mean way. Not at all. He just tells you exactly how he feels, and pretty much you got to accept it, because there ain't no changing it. There ain't no changing it whatsoever at all. So if you're having an issue and you have an autism child and you're thinking, well, this isn't right, I need to push them more, Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not any of that. I'm just a mom raising another son, and I'm just posting it on YouTube to let you know some of the things that I go through, some of the things I'm going through, some of the hassles that I'm coming across, and I'm just letting you know that it's going to be okay. It really is. You just sometimes got to change your mindset on how you're going to do things. And I know it's hard. I know it's really, really, really hard, especially when you want them to do something and they can't do it because they just can't do it. I realize I'm cutting off my head. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, this one got really intense. This one got really serious. But I really wanted to give y'all an update on how things are going with graduation. And we don't have much longer left, and he is going to be a high school graduate. He's going to have that diploma, I'm going to have the diploma in my hand because he don't care. And then we're going to be moving on to our next stage. We're going to be moving on to the next thing he wants to do with his life. I don't know what he wants to do, but we're going to go ahead and work with him, and we're going to do what we need to do. We just got to get past this whole graduation thing, and we just got to let the days go by as they come. And whatever day he decides that he might want to take pictures, we'll take pictures. If that day never comes, then that day never comes. No, I don't get family pictures like I want family pictures, because he doesn't participate. He doesn't. All my family pictures just look like, because that's what he does. And that's seriously what he does. So yeah, he would get up there on stage, he would shake their hand, he'd say okay, and then he'd try to walk off. He would just try to walk off. He'd be like, I'm out, I'm gone, I'm going home, I'm done, I'm not doing this no more. And so it would be me chasing my son through wherever the auditorium or wherever the graduation is. It'd be me chasing him through there going, go back to your seat. Go do what you're supposed to do. We just got just a little bit more time. We'll be leaving soon. And yeah, I don't want to do that. And the reason why I'm saying I'll have to do that is because I've had to do that before. I really have had to do that before. So I kind of learned my lesson just a little bit. But all right, guys, this one got long. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope that I gave you a little bit of insight. And I hope that you enjoyed this update on Jordan. I really do. I want to do more of these, but you know, I always ask his permission on what I can share and what I can't share, because it's only fair to him. And if he says, Mom, it's okay, Mom shares it. If he doesn't say it's okay, I don't share it at all. But I hope that y'all have a wonderful day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this. And I hope that you smile today, or you make somebody else smile. And guys, I'm sorry for cutting off my head in half of this video. I really am. I'm trying to hold this up, but let's face it, this camera gets a little heavy. It really does when you're holding it for 20 minutes. But all right, guys, I hope that y'all have a good one. Bye.